Welcome back. So notice here it says right now, welcome to this awesome app, right? And if I look at the source code, that makes sense because in my HTML, the app component HTML I just showed you, it says welcome to this awesome, but it says title. So why does it say app on the page when it says title here? The exclamation mark is here, but where's this title? Why is it not saying title? Where's title? That's because if we go back to our code, the controller and the HTML, which is the view, they kind of work together, saying that whenever you put in, this is what we call binding. We're binding these guys together. So this is one way binding where you're saying, whenever you see a double quote, a curly bracket and a double curly bracket end, this is a property. This is something that should be inside the TS file. So I'm looking for a property in the TS file called title now, meaning that I know that I have a matching TS file that this guy works with. So again, if I go into the AppComponent TS file, there should be a property called title in there. And guess what? Here's the actual class down here, the class AppComponent. This is something you should know when you write C# or Java, the class component. And notice it has a title right here. That's a property. So that's kind of how these guys are glued together. You can bind, in the HTML, you can bind to properties by using the double. You have other solutions, but this is one of them. Using double curly brackets like this, and putting in the property name in the middle, then automatically it'll know that whatever's in here, it'll try and then show that. So let's try, instead of having app, I'll write welcome to this awesome Angular application. Something like this. I'll do a save, and notice again it recompiles everything. No magic here. My gloves are I don't have any sleeves, right? But it automatically refreshes the browser and says welcome to this awesome, and this is the title, right? So this is the property, right? So this is one-way binding. This is one of the easiest way to bind stuff, is that you put something in a title here, and then you can put in whatever you want here, like saying hi all, and when I do that, it'll say, okay, so this property, I'll show that instead of actually showing title, I'll look for curly brackets and say, whoops, there's a property here. I need to grab information about this property from the TS file that this guy belongs to. And then I'll look at the code and say, okay, so this guy belongs to this TS file. I can see that right here with the template URL. So I'll grab the property called title right here, and I'll just display that hi all instead of title in here. So let's have a look again. Now it says hi all, right? So that's how simple it is. This is one-way binding. So let's just try and play a bit more with this in the next lesson. But now you kind of you've seen how these guys with the MVC idea, model view controller, these guys are bound together with a component TS file that knows about the HTML file, and then you can start using the properties and a lot more, but the properties inside the HTML file. Let's try and do something a bit more cool next lesson. Have fun.